This is the Toguard CE80B. This dash cam has a 4K resolution forward facing camera. It also comes with a 1080p rear facing camera, which displays the cameras on a 12-inch touchscreen that goes over your existing rear view mirror. Both cameras record in a nice wide angle view. Here you can see on the top of the dash cam we'll plug in our power, rear view camera, SD card and GPS. On the bottom of the dash cam we have a power button and a hole for the mic. On the back of the dash cam we have a speaker, 2 sets of rubber hooks and our adjustable forward facing camera. This will be the 4K camera, which you can adjust by hand left, right, up and down. You can also slide out this camera if you need to, depending on the rear view mirror that you have in your car. Remember to remove the plastic films over the lenses. I like to give the lenses a little wipe just before mounting. Let's take a look at the cables that come in the box. That allows us to connect the power, the rear view camera and the GPS. First we've got the power cable, which will plug in the USB section on the dash cam, where we're going to tuck the wire away in the car and plug into the cigarette lighter. Now we're taking a look at the GPS. This is also going to plug in the top section of the dash cam. This will record your speed and location, where we'll install the GX player later on in the video. So make sure you watch this all the way through. Now we're going to have a look at the rear facing camera, which also comes with 2 sticky strips and 2 sets of screws. Depending on what surface you're mounting to, you can stick it or screw it in place or both. This is the 1080p camera. This is a small and lightweight camera. You can tighten up the hinge by doing up the screws on the side. Make sure you mount the camera the correct way up, which I'll show you when we install mine. On the wire there's this yellow section, which is an area that you can pull apart to feed the wire through any holes and gaps and then rejoin the wire, which will go on and connect to the dash cam. Now we're going to see what else comes in the box. We have a dash cam sticker, which you may want to use to warn others. You have this plastic tool, but I didn't end up using this. Then you have these rubber straps, which will go around the hooks and allow the dash cam to mount to the rear view mirror. We also have these little sticky pads, which may help you stick the cable down. This is how we're going to hook the bungee cord round the rubber hook, then wrap round the bottom hook, which is all we need to mount this to the rear view mirror. And the rubber hooks do also bend in and have a bit of flex on them. Now we're going to take a look at the SD card. Toguard recommend a U3 16 or 32GB micro SD card. This is the card I had, so this is the one I've used. As the SD card is going to be saving the 4K and the 1080p footage to the SD card simultaneously. I shall also show you this footage later on in the video. The USB slot, we're going to connect our power, which will plug to our cigarette lighter. The AV slot is our rear view camera. And this will be our GPS. What I'd like to see is the GPS actually already mounted to the dash cam, rather than having all that wire you need to hide. There's other companies that do it. I'd like to see Toguard do it to one of their 12-inch display dash cams. Now we're going to have a look at installing this in the car. First I'm just going to mount the dash cam to the rear view mirror and then look to connect up my power cable. I'm going to use any gaps in the car where I can tuck the wire and head my way back to the cigarette lighter, hiding away the cable, and using sticky pads to stick down any other cable if I need to. Now to hide that GPS cable, I simply tuck it inside the rubber strap, keeping all the wire together, as the GPS could have been on the dash cam. The rear view camera is shown to be outside the car above the number plate. As I found it difficult to find a route through, I mounted it inside the car, looking out the back window like I've done with other dash cams before, as I find it easier to install, but you could ask a car garage to install it for you. Now on this rear facing camera, near the yellow section where you can disconnect the wire, there's a red cable. You don't need it, but if you connect it to your reverse lamp, positive wire, the dash cam will switch to the reverse screen. But you could already have it set to that or change it yourself, so it's not a problem. Now I'm tucking in the second cable, it goes to the rear camera. I managed to tuck this in any gaps and underneath the carpet, going from the front to the back. I can add rubber strips to neaten up any sections. Now we've got everything installed, let's turn on the dash cam and go through the settings. This is a nice wide 12-inch screen. The menu options are easy to use. I love the fact this is touchscreen. You can simply swipe the screen to go through your different camera options. You can display the rear camera, the front camera or both cameras on the screen. When you display both screens it's more of a fisheye view. Now let's have a look at the settings. Here you can change the resolution from both cameras being 1080p or one being 4K and one being 1080p. The footage will loop record, so you're always saving new footage and overwriting over old footage. And the video lengths can be 1 minute, 3 minute or 5 minute. So you can have lots of short clips or fewer long clips. When you tap record audio, it gives you the option of off or on, just by tapping on the icon. The G sensor can be off, medium or high, which locks the video on impact. The parking guard is designed to record if your car's hit whilst parked, but you may need the hardwired kit for this feature. Now you can add in your number plate if you want this to display on the screen. Here we have the screen saving options, which will make the screen black after a while. I'll leave that off. The video encode I believe will work on both, so I just leave it as it is. Installing the SD card, you'll have to format the SD card first before anything. Here you adjust the date and time, which is good to do as this will display on the screen, which will also be shown on the footage if you do get in an accident. So it is worth setting this correctly. You have the option to change to many different languages. You also have a stream media, but I'm not going to do that. Boost of the sound, which is an option on and off. With the speaker option you can adjust the sound. Key voice you can turn on or off for the operation prompt. The mirror image will flip what you see in the cameras. So if the road was on the left, it's now going to move to the right. The frequency I'm going to leave as it is. Swipe up to show another row of icons. If you say any of these commands displayed on the screen, the dash cam will hear you and do as you said. For instance, show rear screen or turn off screen or show both screens. That way you can carry on driving without touching the screen. Then I press the back arrow to get back to the cameras. Turn off screen.
Okay.
Turn on screen.
Okay.
Show front camera.
Okay.
Show rear camera.
Okay.
Show both cameras.
Okay.
The flash in red in the top left corner shows it's recording. Now I'm going to go back on the settings just to show you the rest of the different settings. Here you have the GPS, the time zone, speed calibration, speed settings, and speed unit, whether that's miles per hour or kilometers by hour. Now when you're looking at the dash cam screen, if you swipe to the right, you'll be able to look back at the recorded footage, where you can scroll through and play them back on the dash cam itself. If you scroll up or down on the right hand side of the screen, you can adjust the brightness. If you scroll up and down on the left side of the screen, you can adjust what you see on the camera, whether that's front or back. This is because it records in a wide angle, but you get a cropped in view when you take up the whole screen on the dash cam. Here you can see what it looks like from the outside. Now we'll take a look at the footage during the day and at night, and I'll show you what it looks like on the PC when inserting the SD card. Then I'll show you how to check out the GPS logger, so you can see your location by downloading the GX player from the Toguard website. Then we drag one of our video clips, GX player program we've just installed. Now I've put the micro SD card in a card reader. That way I can view the footage that's on the SD card and save any of the footage to email to people if I need to. It also allows me to drag the video onto the GX Player program that we're going to install. You see that the front camera and the rear camera are saved into 2 separate folders, and the footage that goes together are numbered the same. Now we're going to install the GX Player by going to the Toguard website, go to support, then software. I didn't see this model, but I clicked on the CE70, then click on GX Player. Now I go to the arrow pointing down, the download button, click on that. My computer's unsure of what I'm trying to download, but I click on download anyway. This will then start loading in the bottom left corner. Then I needed to pick a program to open this in. As I didn't have anything, I then downloaded the 7-zip file, then click open. Then what I did is I went to my downloads, double click to open again. This time the file opened on 7-zip. Then I clicked on that. Then I clicked on run anyway. Then I clicked next through the different steps. Now you see the GX Player icon. Just double click on that. Now we can drag in any of our video files onto this program, which will then show us the clip. And on the right hand side, show us exactly where we are on the map, which you can scroll in and out to zoom in and out. Check out road names, which also shows your speed. You can also display the date and time and your car reg if you put that in. So if you wasn't sure where you were when you had the crash, or if you need to prove where you were, this is a great little tool to give you all the information. So this is how to do it for when you need it. Now I'm going to give you a quick look at the instructions in case I've missed anything. Pause and read if you need to. Thank you for watching. I'll leave links and information in the description below. Leave any questions, or if you just want to say hi, in the comment section. Like and subscribe. Welcome to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.